Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Well, hello and welcome to the Wednesday KVJ After the Show podcast. What a lovely day. We've had such nice weather this week. I will take it. This is great.
It's chilly in the morning, but if you can get past the cold before the sun comes up, not a lot of people are out and about when we are. Boy, does it make for a nice afternoon.
Does, yeah. Looks like we're going to have pretty decent weather. It's going to get steadily a bit warmer, and it looks like it's going to be sunny through Saturday. Sunday looks like it's going to be a washout, unfortunately. But yeah, with this El Nino, they're predicting a lot more wetness coming our way. It's going to be a very wet, dry season.
When in doubt, blame it on El Nino.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking for a reason, I guess that's what it is. Because I'm looking to blame something because I'm not feeling it. It's supposed to be dry, damn it. But it's not.
I know, man. I can tell. I could use a little sunshine, a little tan. I'm getting that jaundice look.
Yesterday was gorgeous. You should have laid out by the pool yesterday.
It was still kind of cold. I had other shit I had to do. You're right. I could have gotten some sun. I chose not to. I fucked that one up.
Instead, you went jogging.
Yeah.
For 3 miles.
Ooh.
Who starts at 3 miles?
I walk and jog. I didn't run for 3 straight miles. I walk, I jog a little bit, I walk and jog. I think I just went too hard, and then, picking up donuts this morning, my back locked up on me. In a very odd state of irony, I felt like. I'm picking up, I'm trying to get in shape when I'm picking up donuts,
Yeah.
but that throws my fucking back
Your
out.
body's telling you.
That sounds like a country song.
And I'm not kidding you, man. It made me run about 15 minutes late today, because then I'm trying to fucking Yoda walk everywhere.
Your back hurts, it does.
Yeah, I know. But people don't like when I complain about my ailments, so I'll shut the fuck up. I'm feeling great, in my prime.
Doing awesome.
In my lie.
Yeah. Doing awesome. Let me see. Got some interesting things going on here today. I know we were talking about we're getting hit with all these people wanting to be president. Yesterday, it was President Joe Biden who's going for another round. He flew into PBI and parked Air Force One right next to Trump's plane. There's a photo of the tarmac yesterday. It looked like they're about ready to play a game of chicken.
Or fucking race each other.
Yeah, right. Look at that. If you're watching KVJ TV on YouTube.
You want to go, bro? You
Yeah.
want to go?
My jet's faster!
Let's go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering because I drove by there. I have to go there on my way to Greenway Kia. And they have all those school buses
Yeah.
out there again,
Yeah.
like they used to do to protect
Trump, yeah.
Trump. But I didn't even realize that Biden was flying in yesterday until
Yeah.
my
Okay.
neighbors told me.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just post that picture and go, oh, look, Biden and Trump's plane. That's all you have to put. Just that.
Yeah.
And just see the fucking,
Right.
the engagement.
Who's got
Of
a bigger
hatred.
plane? And like making something about like
Oh,
a phallic
And
thing.
you said, whose plane? I thought,
Whose
plane
plane's
is
better?
Or just bigger.
Bigger.
Oh, it would fucking turn into such a dumpster fire
biggest
of
fight.
comments.
Kevin, post that because we need the engagement.
No, man, I can't read it. It makes me so sad.
Yeah, Jay Leno. Jay Leno, who used to make his money doing a lot of political commentary and comedy, he said he stopped doing it. He doesn't do any more political jokes. He said it stopped being fun or funny, and the audience stopped being receptive to it. And he used to always try to keep it even. He would take one shot at one side, one shot at the other. He said even then, he said you just tell the joke, and then people you can hear them processing how they should be offended and whether they're going to laugh or not.
Well, the one clips that blow up a lot, if you're a true stand-up comedy fan and you're going to see a stand-up, whether you like that person or not, because sometimes you'll go to a show, you may not even know who's performing, but you're there, you know that they're there to make you laugh. So if somebody does get offended, usually the majority of the audience wants the comedian to tear into the fucking person, interrupting,
Yeah.
If they're oversensitive, if they're being louder, they want to see you rip them an asshole. It's very rare.
Eat them alive.
Eat them alive. It's very rare that the audience turns on the comedian. The comedian almost has to turn into it's going to be a Kramer moment for the audience to turn on you. But typically, if you're there and you got your feelings hurt and you're on your feelings, and the comedian goes in and starts riffing on you, most people are gonna fucking side with the comedian.
Yeah, a lot of them.
The ones that are there. Now, as soon as you put up online, that's where the issue starts to online. Things are interpreted differently online.
Online, unravel.
Online shit gets. Can you believe what Kevin Ralston said about weird people? And then that's the quote.
What I think is relatively new in the last couple of years, it's an odd phenomenon, is it's about the audience now. And I think a lot of shows you walk in knowing what kind of audience you're going to get. And a majority of them are going to be liberal for the most part. But it is just weird to walk in saying, okay, I'm like that. And you have comedians. I watch a lot of Bill Maher show, and a lot of his audience is left wing, but he's a little bit more moderate these days, and he'll throw something that it's interesting because he will take a jab at the left, and sometimes those comments then aren't met well. Everything that is against the right will be hysterical.
It's kind of weird.
Well received.
It's almost kind of weird. People that were very liberal as a comedian has almost turned, I don't want to say conservative, but against being a liberal, because a lot of times it's liberal people trying to tell them what they can say, and it turns into a freedom of speech of trying to cancel kind of a thing. So now you see a bunch of stand-up comedians kind of not really, they're almost kind of dancing on what side they're on.
Yeah, Joe Rogan had gone off about that this week on his podcast about how he used to be in the blue bubble and be in California, and I think he's now in Austin, Texas, and he said, yeah, they got so crazy they pushed me into the middle. So that's where some of them are. I think Bill Maher's not as, like you said, I really recently started watching his show. I thought it was really good. He's very good.
He doesn't like, Bill Maher's against all of the feelings, and people are so offended by everything, and he thinks the youth has anxiety because they're not they're always on social media, and they have to take a pill for everything, and that's kind of, and he's gotten people from more of the conservative side on his side. He's gotten way more less liberal than what he was.
Yeah. I think both fringes on the right and the left have pushed more people than ever. They say there's more independents and moderates than there's ever been because of the whack jobs on both sides. So I think we're still, a majority of people are normal, thankfully.
I feel like that in real life. I think there's two things going on. I think there's social media and what you see on the screen and what you're scrolling through and all the comments.
Most of us are sensible.
And I think if you go into the real world, it's not nearly as bad as all the box makes you think it's not. It's a lot of noise out there.
But some of us, and we know people, used to be sensible and have been so manipulated by social media, by that narrative, by the crazy right or the crazy left, that they now are not thinking rationally like they used to.
Oh, you can't have the noise be that loud on something like this and have it not to start bleed into regular life. And that is what you are starting to see a little bit.
Yeah.
People are getting squirrelier in person.
Yeah, it's going to be a loud year because you got it going on. That's what I was saying. You know, yesterday with Biden, he was doing fundraising. Florida's going to be a very important state. It's one of those states that, you know, you definitely want to try to win. And today you've got Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. She is going to be doing a fundraiser on Palm Beach, and then she's doing what Biden did yesterday. They're going to Miami. So, you're going to see a lot of hot rhetoric.
I hate saying this because I really do. I consider myself an optimistic person at the end of the day. But I will say the last 5 to 6 years, just seeing how people handle shit, I've lost a little faith in humanity, and that makes me sad, and I don't like that. And I know I'm not the only person to feel that way. I don't think I'm a crazy person. I'm not saying everything is hopeless. I'm just saying I've personally seen a change in people's personality. It's just a lot more of a anger, quippy type of society that I'm not used to, and maybe I'm a little bit of a bitch.
It's changed some people, no doubt. I think it's warped our perspective. Social media, I think, was like a mirror, and we looked into it, and it's really truly a funhouse mirror because it's a warped image of what's really going on. But it is starting to bleed into and shape our own viewpoints. But it's not an accurate representation of mirror society.
It just shows me we have a lot of work to do as a species, including, I mean, there's been times on social media I've gotten into it and I look back and go, what a fuck face. What are you doing? You're not.
Yeah. That's why I tell people to overcompensate with kindness, sensibility, and don't get caught up in it.
And if you're not a person who, like 5 years ago, was yelling and screaming about politics, but now you find yourself yelling and screaming about politics, just know they got you. If you're yelling and screaming on social media and fighting with everybody and fighting with people in your personal life about politics, they got you.
I don't know. I just feel like things have become spiritually disconnected in the last decade or so.
Yeah,
and
numbers reflect that.
It kind of hurts my heart not to sound like a big pussy.
Yeah.
But it does bother me. And, and I've lost a little bit of faith towards humans.
But it's not too late to gift yourself a little self-care and a little removal from whatever it is that makes you yell and scream and raise your blood pressure and cause cell damage to your own body because you're so upset about politics. Remove yourself from those scenarios and save yourself with a little self-care.
And I'm not talking about the subsets. I mean, subsets of humans are awesome. When you have a crew that you love and you can hang with, that's what I mean. But when you look at you back away of the overall picture, it's just a lot of noise and a lot of I'm right and fuck you and fuck that and mic drop and this is important. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is losing the bird. Bird's he's aging out of Earth.
Joy and self-care and happiness should be more important to you than to lose yourself over politics.
Well, that's why a lot of people have tried to unplug from news and a lot of those things that would raise the blood pressure. And I think why people are sometimes annoyed is that they are trying to seep that into things like your NFL watching and be like, no, this is my safe space. If you guys want to get political, keep it in politics and news. I just want to watch a freaking football game. Let's not make this something that's got to be political.
It's gotten that way, and then what that creates is 17 different fights within a fight. It goes, oh, I'm so sick of the people bitching about the politics, about bitching about, and it turns into all these little fights. And honestly, man, so much of it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Not at all. Not at all. It really doesn't. People get upset for nothing.
Well, what the fuck do I know? I'm just the next Todd.
You're not, actually. He never got his initial in the logo.
Yeah.
It was never KVT.
It's true.
ADL.
It's true.
That's right.
Doing well.
Sit down, Todd.
Not doing as well as some other shows. I don't know if you saw the Smartless podcast.
Oh, I like that podcast. When they have a good guest, I like it.
Yeah.
Who is this?
It is Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes. And I've only listened to the episodes with a guest that I wanted. They had Simon Le Bon, Duran Duran, for instance, over the summer, and that's when I'd seen Duran Duran and Sunrise, and I wanted to hear that conversation.
They had Emma Stone on. I loved that.
Yeah, if you really like...
If you like the person, you're going to love the show.
Well, it's interesting because one of the three of them, because they're all celebrities, they're all connected. I don't know how they rotate or what goes on. I don't listen to the show well enough to understand the formula of it. But what I do gather is that one of them will book a celebrity and the other two are, in a sense, surprised. So they ask questions of, and that's their way of handling it. Prep Kev probably couldn't do that. But, you know, it does bring an interesting dynamic of you got people that obviously know who the person is. So they're shooting from the hip, not having any prep. And the one person who brought them in typically does know a little bit more.
And does the prep.
Yeah.
And then it's fun, too, in the beginning when they play like a little guessing game to figure out who the celebrity guest is. They used to do more of that in the beginning, and now they're kind of getting away from that a little bit more, it seems to me.
Okay.
But I like when the other two that are in the dark have to guess who the celebrity guest is. That's fun.
Yeah, and I wonder what the celebrity themselves thinks of it. Do they like playing that game? Does they get tired? Do they just try to do something different to change it up?
Great questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they are making $100 million to take that thing to Sirius. So that's one of those big deals going on.
Wow.
And yeah, I think I'd also heard too that the Kelsey brothers recently signed a big deal for their podcast. Or it's at least in talks.
Jason Kelsey does all the heavy lifting verbally. He is not only quick, he's funny. He is comedic timing extraordinaire. I think for an athlete to be that way, he's good.
Yeah, you were singing his praises, and a lot of people loved his act when he went to the Chiefs-Bills game.
And that's physical comedy. So he can slap you verbally, and then he can slap you with amazing physical comedy. That cat is very good.
Yeah. So he's very good.
Jason is the one I'm talking about, not Travis. I think Travis is he's lucky to be with Jason.
Well, he brings the girlfriend.
He brings the numbers.
That's gotten the number, because their numbers have definitely gone up on that podcast. Since
they're massive.
He started dating T Swift, so it's kind of going through the roof now.
Another hot button.
Well, that's what I was referencing when you're like, can you keep the politics? But now the Taylor Swift stuff has made the NFL political, and that's annoying for a lot of people. So Denny showed me today it's a great troll job, because they come out with the Madden every single year. It's the NFL video game that you play, and so it's a big honor / curse to be the cover person for it. They usually find one main figure from the NFL for that year to put them on the cover. And somebody did a mock-up of this year's cover, and it's Taylor Swift.
It's so funny.
Because
funny.
It's a troll job. It's just to get people unnecessarily, whoa, okay.
She's the MVP of the NFL.
To get unnecessarily mad of that. So, yeah, people are just trolling people on it now. So, it's a hot button. Some of the emails we got today, we were asking the question, what hurts more, to get shot or to pass a kidney stone? And Colin is one of those people that has done both. He said, I got shot with a .38 in my arm, and the bullet completely shattered the bone. I've also had kidney stones, and they're not all treated equally. Some are bigger and smaller than others. The bigger kidney stones were more painful, and I had a harder time dealing with that than the gunshot wound. But when I got shot, I was hammered, and my body went into shock pretty quick, so that might have helped it out.
So what are your beginning signs of a kidney stone?
I think you just go into sheer pain. Like all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, is somebody stabbing me in the dick?
I was talking to Aunt Kathy the night that she had it. She and I were talking on the sofa. We were sharing chocolates and.
But it's in the dick or the vagina?
No, it's like up higher a little bit, like in your groin, in your like stomach.
So it's gonna feel like gas or something.
It's gonna feel like like it's right here, like in your tummy area, like below there.
It's all, isn't that where all pains are at? They really make a lot of this shit similar.
Dude, take it up with God.
Yeah. But apparently if you had to choose one or the other, take the gunshot wound in the arm or the butt. It would be better than having to pass a kidney stone.
Wow.
And the arm? Fuck, man. I feel like the arm would be.
Well, the problem, like he had, shatters the bone. That's why you want it in the ass if you can. Stop there.
Every show or movie, if you live, you always shot like right above your shoulder area. That's how you could live.
That's a great band name, Shatter the Bone.
Yeah, it is. That would be a great name.
Was it Reagan who got shot in his stomach and still lived?
I don't remember where he was shot. I for some reason thought it was like maybe under the armpit or something.
Yeah, it was under the armpit. It was upper. It wasn't stomach.
I thought there was a place in the stomach you could shoot, and it's supposed to be a safe place, but then that might be one of them.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I've never heard that, because you got that's one thing I've never in my life heard.
Defying all medical.
All your organs are kind of packed in there.
Yeah.
You got stomach acid and all that stuff you don't want leaking throughout your body.
You've never been wronger.
I thought there was a spot you could directly, kind of like that.
If you're ever going to get shot to try this experiment, don't let Jaybird do it.
I tell you, what's that move?
You'd be dead in a minute.
What's that one move, the karate move, if you hit the
dim mock?
The dim mock. I thought that was like a dim mock spot in your body where a bullet could go through. And
I mean, there are spots, but it's not in the stomach.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I don't think you want that. I don't think you want to get shot in the stomach.
I'm just a
butt cheek. We're going butt cheek.
Well, we all want the butt cheek, of course, because it's got the most meat. But you do not want that middle. Do not let him hit that brown eye. A bullet right up the mid.
Really good shot.
Oh my God. I don't think you've. I think you died.
And Annie Oakley hit you right in the bunghole. It comes right out your pee hole, huh? Right through. Yeah.
You could argue it's the worst pain ever.
Oh, you think a bullet just came out your dick? That'd be crazy, huh?
That'd be rough.
Yeah, that's real crazy. How middle-aged are you? Okay, you got to write down how many times you would say yes or you would say that this applies to you.
Okay, we got this.
You can't sleep past 9 a.m. Oh, jeez. I don't know the last time I slept. Maybe past 7. I don't know. Maybe 8 a.m. But yeah, 9? Wow.
Dude, I have 9 a.m. Okay. What am I, 11?
Yeah. Okay. You can't start a movie past 9 p.m. Okay. You call your children for tech support. Yeah. Caitlin, when it comes to social media, I'm always getting a hold of my daughter. You once fixed typos with whiteout. You can remember that. That would be from a typewriter.
By the way, not a really great
It was
invention.
terrible. It was
a
awful.
shitty invention.
It
that
was because if you ever had it, your sheet of paper had all these big white lumps on it.
Fucking terrible.
You've called a 30-year-old a kid.
Yeah, I've done that.
You swap ailment stories with your friends.
3 times in Virginia. Today.
He's always bitching about something.
You have a personal Facebook account, but not a personal TikTok account. Does that apply to you? You write appointments on a paper calendar.
Every day.
You're not quite sure just how you got that bruise.
Every Saturday morning.
Is that age or is that alcoholism?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. You gain weight just by being near food.
That's menopause, bitches.
You actually go into the bank to make a deposit.
Question.
Yeah.
Does the drive-through count?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You've dialed a rotary phone at one point in your life. You still have a landline. You have bifocals or a separate set of glasses for near and far.
Not yet.
What if you know you have to go get them like yesterday?
Maybe a half.
Okay.
You're still fighting it.
If you're a guy and you typically pee at least once during the night, how middle-aged are you? My final score, 9.
You have 9 guesses?
Yep. Virginia, how many?
Final score, 8.
Jay-Bird.
6.5.
If you answer yes to more than 7 of these, you are firmly into middle age.
Damn, you old fucks.
Well, you're right on my heels.
You're a half point away.
yeah.
And as soon as you get them damn glasses, welcome to it.
Everyone knows I'm older than both of you, and I'm not older.
He ages in dog years.
Well, I'm just going straight up natural. What you see from the bird is what you get. Wrinkles, fucking gray hair, and time. You're gonna have to love me from my heart.
And old balls.
You gotta love me from my heart and my mind.
As we wrap up January here, we're wrapping up several things. One is divorce month. This is when lawyers typically see an uptick in new clients right after the holidays. They say that a lot of times they'll wait through the holidays because of family and all those kind of things, presents, they don't want to rock the boat. So after you kind of get into holiday mode, those terrible feelings, you'll wait until the 1st of January. People want a fresh start. That often means with their relationships. And then maybe you just look too and you say, okay, this is another year. How many more do I have left? Does this feel like a relatively newer phenomenon? There is a study out now that found that divorce rates doubled for Americans over 55 and tripled for those over 65 from the years 1990 to 2021.
Doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
People are getting divorced much later in life now, and it's a relatively recent phenomenon in the course of marriage throughout history.
I think it's not that whole societal pressure of being married with the kids and the picket fence and all that. That shit that started kind of going out when I was, not to say that it wasn't out there, but all my friends had divorced parents. It became so normal to where you couldn't, if a kid was sad that the kid he's getting divorced, you're like, dude, 9 of our other friends are getting divorced. You're not special. Shut up, bitch. So that, I mean, it just got so commonplace.
Yeah, if you're like our age and your parents are still together, that's like, wow.
That's more of a rarity.
That's
than-
like, really? You're like, that's impressive.
And I think people realize that they don't have to be miserable their whole life. You
That's true.
Unless you believe in reincarnation, you only got one shot at this fucking game.
Our grandparents maybe didn't realize that as much as people nowadays do. That if you're with somebody who's just bringing you down, ditch them.
No, I believe if you get married and you both decide to get married, I don't think you should ever get divorced for some stupid, shallow reason. I think you fight for that love and you do the best you can. But I mean, people I feel like a lot of people married someone they didn't necessarily like that much. They had a good time in the beginning.
Sure, when the sex was great.
Having sex or having drinks, and then the drinks wear off and time goes on. Like, wow, I really fucking hate him.
I think what's happening with the attitudes is that, one, divorce is not as shameful as it once was in our society. Being alone and being single is a little bit more acceptable. And you're seeing people who get into marriages, have families. It becomes teamwork to raise that child. Now when the kids moved out, you still feel good enough to travel and you want to take on life and do things, and your thoughts for how you want to end your days is not in alignment with your spouse. And they may want to do one thing. I know with my mom and dad, now they would never get divorced. That wasn't their thing. But in the last courses of my mom's life and his, it got to the point my dad loves being at home. He doesn't like to leave. His dogs and his home and his guns. He is very happy.
In that order.
In that town. And my mom always wanted to travel. And so my mom would take off, come to Florida, go to Europe, travel the world, and do all that kind of stuff. Because I think of the religious background and beliefs, and they still did love each other, but they were so different at the end. I think other people who don't have that religious guilt are like, you know what? You want to stay home. I want to travel. You be you. It's all good. And I don't know that they're contentious divorces. I think when you're younger, they seem to be more contentious. There's cheating going on, infidelity, there's financial issues. I think as you're seeing people getting divorced later in life, they're like, dude, peace out. I love you. It's all good. I don't love you like that. Go live your life.
I think Viagra has played a part in that as well.
Sure,
because
I'm sure
the testosterone has played a part in that as well. Normally, your body slows down and prepares you to be a grandparent.
Yeah.
But now with testosterone and now with Viagra, you've got people that are ready to go out there and keep hitting it with somebody besides their wife who's younger and hotter and more fun.
And you're right, too. I can always tell when someone's a little older ripping on me on social media because they think this is a diss. Oh, no wonder Jaybird's single. Oh, that's why he's alone. Motherfucker, I choose to be single and I love it. And it's always an old fuck that's married going, oh, that's why he's going to die alone. He's a goofball. Like, bitch, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And then I look at the profile. Yep. 67 years old. As if it's a diss.
Yeah. Another thing that is going to be ending today with the end of January, dry January.
Oh, well, let's drink them and smoke if you got them, right?
My girlfriend was doing dry January, and then we went out to dinner and it ended.
Of course. I mean, if you're on dry January and you invite Virginia or you accept an invitation for lunch, what the hell are you doing? On a weekend? It was on a Saturday, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Like, There's no way you're staying in dry January.
I might just not even bring my phone at that thing.
I'm not respecting anybody's dry January, so yeah. Let's have some fun. Dry January sounds boring.
I thought that wasn't there fucking dry November too? Isn't there a couple of these sober October and?
I've
I thought it
never
was
heard of
no
those.
shave November.
Yeah, they have those. I've only heard dry January for a non-drinking month.
I've heard sober October.
Have you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
You have
Sober
different circles.
October.
I've heard. Oh, I have absolutely
Terrible
heard
month
that.
to be sober.
That's
It's
Halloween.
a terrible month. Terrible month.
Halloween and
I'm not saying
drinking.
January's good, but
Well, we ain't saying it's bad either.
yeah. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be getting back on it coming this weekend, and there was a dietitian who said if you are in it and you're one of those people where people parlay and maybe stop the drinking to help them lose weight, it is legit. Drinking does help you put weight on. You're not going to be your slimmest or in your best if you're drinking a lot. It's hard. Very hard to do that.
Unless you're a binge drinker and that's all you're doing. And then you're living
honestly,
a very unhealthy life.
I've found out as I've gotten older, I tell myself that, and I don't eat bad. Increasing my alcohol content was putting the weight on.
Yeah, you are like a machine over there. You, unfortunately, just have genetics that are fighting against you.
Yeah, I've got to be so clean.
He's got to work so much harder than Jay Bird. It's not even funny.
I ate one donut today. I weighed myself 15 pounds.
You're still reeling from that fudge-sickle.
He's going to think about that donut for like a month.
The fudge-sickle of 2023 is still fresh in his brain.
That almost killed a man.
I gotta stop this eating shit on this show. I gotta realize, dude,
Well,
you ain't a young pup anymore. You gotta stop all these body things.
Stop drawing the low
I
fucking
know.
card.
You do keep drawing the low card
I
of
know.
all the... and
On all the eating ones, I know.
I'm not doing nothing, I swear.
He picks his fate.
Fate.
You beat my ass today.
Yeah.
I get nervous when I go against a chugging or an eating thing with the Kevin Ralston. He's the best on the show.
I want you to go up against the Kevin Sinicki in a chugging.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody take down a Guinness as fast as my husband did.
And I don't know if you would do it again because it was a while ago and you did beat Hulk Hogan's ass, which turned him into zombie Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Would you ever do another pizza eating contest against a zombie Hulk Hogan?
Probably not, because like I said, yeah, you can boo all you fucking want. I don't give a shit.
Zombie Hulk Hogan just wants to come in.
My body ain't the same, man, and I'm not working out like I was.
I think Zombie Hulk Hogan just wants to come and wreak havoc.
Yeah,
He
no
does.
more eating from me. I'm done. I'm
Kevin
retired.
hates zombie Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You only saw him for a few minutes during Christmas break. It could have been a lot worse.
I think zombie Hulk Hogan dialed it in.
I think he hit him over the head.
So they say if you are going to start drinking again and you don't want to put the weight on, the best things to drink, one is some of the hard seltzers or the ones that are like maybe the tequila or vodka drinks that has no added sugar.
The only seltzer I like is the Bud Light Black Cherry. Every other one, I'm just like, ugh.
Okay.
These days I just do whiskey and water.
Okay.
Old man drink.
Is that or that cowboy drink? Is that?
It's an old cowboy.
All right, I'll take.
It's not a young cowboy.
I'll take it. You can call it old, but please throw in cowboy.
All right.
It makes it sound cooler.
Yeah. It's an old cowboy has to throw his nuts over the saddle first.
His nuts are the saddle.
Yeah.
I have to put him over.
I don't need a saddle. I just ride my nuts.
I'm afraid my horse might
So
trout
much
on them.
extra skin.
Yeah. So they say that is the top thing to get. Red wine is 2. It's relatively low cal.
Yeah, I just don't like what it does to my teeth, man. That red wine, the coffee, you got to be super
You do.
careful.
Yeah, you got to swig water after doing
Swig,
it.
swig, water, water.
Do I have permission, consent to ask the question? But do you like what it does to that poontang? Because doesn't it get you horny? Doesn't red wine get everyone horny?
No.
No.
It doesn't get you horny.
No, that's a you thing.
Huh, white wine either.
No, not really.
Not
I
any
mean,
different than any other alcohol. I mean,
No,
you could
it-
say it is, but I would say, I mean, I'm saying yes to red wine, I'd say yes to tequila, vodka, yeah.
Okay, so
There's no difference.
because I've heard you guys talk about how certain alcohols hit you differently.
They
so-
do, but not in the horny category.
Huh.
Yeah, if I get hammered, yeah, you're going to probably want to put on a show, but other than that, no.
All right, look. I thought wine equaled horniness, so I am wrong.
But, ladies, if you want to get somewhere with the bird, apparently give him a little bit of wine.
Yeah,
and
feed him wine.
Let's play.
Yeah.
69 tournament.
You just
right?
watch as he's drinking, his dick's growing.
Wine, 69.
That's it. Can't even walk out of the bar.
In the back of the crazy horse?
Oh my gosh.
Bloody Mary's was third for the healthiest alcoholic drinks. Tomato juice typically doesn't have a lot of sugar, they say.
Yeah, but Bloody Marys, at least the way I make them, are very high in sodium.
Yeah, that is the opposite
Could
of,
be, yeah.
of a horny drink. That's like, oh,
Yeah.
mama's got to sit down.
A lot of times it is kind of like a meal, yeah. They're a little bit heavier. But I finally got around to making what's called a Bloody Maria. You make it with tequila instead of vodka. Put a little bit of lime juice in there to set it off. It's pretty solid.
Okay.
It works just as well.
Look at you.
Yeah, if you don't have vodka, go tequila and make it a Bloody Maria. Just a thought.
Okay.
And the fourth drink they recommend was Toddies. Hot water, fresh lemon juice, honey, and whiskey. Had one of those for the first time not too long ago, and I had the bronc around Thanksgiving. So good.
I think
Love
I
it.
might like that.
It was nice. It was nice. Yeah, Kim, who works with Andy the Alien in Port St. Lucie, I was up there saying hey to them, checking out their place.
I love his place.
She made me the hottie toddy to try to deal with my bronchial issues. Oh, it was good.
To make you horny?
Yes.
Did she have to step away
I
from
said
you?
part of my boner, I'm going to let myself out.
I'll get the door
Yeah.
with my boner.
All right.
I'll hold the door for you with my dick.
It opened before I got there. That's it. So there you go. Let me see. Other emails we got in here today. Jen Joy. She said, I've lived down here most of my life, and I've always had you saved as a station in my car, but recently started listening to you in the mornings, and I've not been able to stop.
Oh, good.
Slowly getting to know all five of you. I still have some missing pieces, but I just want to know, when does Suits sleep? Thankfully, he is recorded when you hear him at night, so he'll come in here when we wrap up here and record his show. So the beauty of technology, you're able to do that in radio. So thank God. Otherwise, he would, I think, just drop over dead.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And Echo did another piece of artwork for us. Do you remember us talking about Tugs the feral panda? Was that part of the conversation? Anyways, put together Tugs the feral panda. Was that a conversation?
I know
we had?
Tugs is the name of my werewolf.
Yeah.
I love it. The
looks
artwork.
It looks like a werewolf, kind of.
It looks like an evil werewolf / panda.
Okay.
Which makes you think, if a wolf, not werewolf, but if a wolf and a panda were in just the same area and there was no other animals and that's all they had to hang out with, do they try to breed?
I don't know.
Right? If they're there for 20 years together and they just know it's just us two, do they try to get with it?
Great question.
Or does nature just say, nope, we're not supposed to do it?
I have no idea.
Does desperation make it?
We should ask Amy from Bush Wildlife.
I think that's a fair question. I know it's a weird question, but if you still have these urges as an animal, but your species,
There's no other wolves.
Yes, yeah. Do you eventually go, I think I'm gonna try to fuck that panda?
I say that all the time.
Man, I wish animals could talk. They never cover this shit in these animal documentaries.
No, they don't. No, they do not. They're not getting into the really important stuff.
I think I'm going to fuck that panda.
Do you get to that point after year 12? Yeah, after 12 years of having these wolf boners.
It's an important question.
That's a valid question.
Nobody's asking these questions, Kevin.
Meaning
I'm glad we got this podcast to get the really hard-hitting stuff out there into the universe.
I'm going to fuck that panda.
But the animal person needs to realize there's no other wolves, there's no other pandas. It's just them two on the island.
Yeah.
Okay. Something to think about.
Sorry, Kev. You did hire me.
And I swear we're not on drugs.
I can need you pee in this cup.
Well, that won't bode well for either one of us. Because there's a time period thing.
I appreciate all your emails and artwork. Send it to mail@kvjshow.com. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.